Hello everyone! Welcome back to Literacy. Today we are doing Lesson 9, part 1. I have written it for Tuesday, but you write it for whatever day this is for your class, just like always. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video, but I am going to move on. Okay. I love our first lessons of a new unit because we get to learn some new phonograms. So I'm going to show you our first one in just a second. I want you to get out your spelling journal, okay, or whatever you're using, and for note taking, and we're going to write exploring sounds at the top because that's what we're doing today. All right, once you have that done, you can follow along with me. If you need more time, just pause the video. Our first new sound is this one. As you can see, it has one sound because there is one dot underneath it. This sound is ah. Say ah. Good. This is broad ah. Like other broad vowels, it is forward and it is round. Is ah a vowel or a consonant? It's a vowel, that's right. Why is it a vowel? Why is ah a vowel? Because we can sing it. Ah. It's not blocked by our teeth, right? Yeah. So we're going to write AU up here. And we're going to write that it's broad. Ah. And what specific type of vowel is it? What type of vowel? Looking at it. It's a multi-letter vowel. Good. So we're going to write multi-letter vowel. And I'm actually going to box that. AU. Ah. Good. Our next one is a very similar phonogram. This one. This sound is ah. How silly is that? Ah. This has one sound also, and it is also ah. It is broad, ah, and like other broad vowels, like ah up here, it is forward and round. Is ah a vowel or a consonant? It's a vowel. Good. Why is it a vowel? Again, we can sing it, ah. It's not blocked by our teeth, right? So what specific type of vowel is it? It's a multi-letter vowel. Good job. So we're going to write that note. I picked a new color just because I like my notes to be really colorful, but you can just use your pencil. This is also broad, and it is a multi-letter vowel. Good. Again, you can always pause the video if you need more time to take the notes and follow along. Okay? Okay. So we have AU and AW. Let me scoot out my notes a little bit. There we go. AU and AW. How are these related? How do you think? How are they related? There's a couple. What do they both begin with? They both begin with an A. Good job. They both say what sound? Ah. Good job. They're both, what was that word? Broad. Good. How are they different? How do you think they're different? Let's look at the last letter. Yeah, they both end with a different letter. This one ends with W and this one ends with U. Which one do you think I can use at the end of English words? Which is going to be our hint for it. Which one do you think can be used at the end of English words? Did you say this one? If you did, that's wrong. That's not right. It's this one. AW can be used at the end of English words. Why can't this one be used? Who remembers that spelling rule? It says English words do not end in I, U, V, or J. And since this one ends with a U, it cannot be used at the end of English words. So this is may be used at the end of English words, and this is may not be used at the end of English words. Keep that in mind. We're going to add that to our notes. Not at end of ing words. Ran out of space a little bit. That's okay. And then we're going to write may be at end of ing words. I just abbreviated English to ENG since I was running out of space. But that's what that means. So not and may. All right, I have one more new card to show you. This is the phonogram, AUGH, and it has how many sounds? Two sounds, and the sounds are ah and af. Ah, af. Say it with me. Ah, af. Good job. Is the first sound, ah, a vowel or a consonant? Ah. It's a vowel. What about af? Is af a vowel or a consonant? Since it has two sounds, af, sorry, is a vowel sound, f is a consonant sound. Which letters are saying f here? Which letters are saying the f sound? Is it AU or GH? GH is saying the f sound here. What other phonograms end with GH that we've learned? Three-letter one. I, three-letter I. Good, IGH. What is the rule about phonograms that end in GH? Who remembers? It says phonograms ending in GH are used only at the end of a base word or before the letter T. The GH is either silent or pronounced f. And in this case, for af, it is pronounced f. But in its first sound, ah, it is silent. So we're going to write in a new color, AUGH has two sounds, and we're going to write first sound is a vowel sound. It's broad. Ah. The first sound, ah, is a broad vowel sound. The second sound has two sounds, a and f. And we're going to write one vowel, one consonant. One vowel, one consonant sound. So, af has two sounds. The first sound is a vowel sound, broad, ah, and the second sound has two sounds, one vowel sound, a, and one consonant sound, f. So two sounds. And then let's just write, no, we're good. We don't need to rewrite the spelling rule because we've already written it. All right, let's look at af and ah. So looking at these two, how are these related? What do you see? What's the same about them? Let's start with what sound they make. What sound do both of these make? They both make the ah sound. Good. What else? What do they both start with? What letters? AU. Good job. How are they different? One has and one doesn't. Yeah, one has a GH in it and one does not. And then because this has the GH in it, it makes a second sound. And what was that second sound again? Af. Good job. Let's now write each phonogram right below 5 times and say the sounds they make every time we write them. So 5 times. Okay? So let's start with ah, AU. Ah, 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 ah. Good job. Give yourself a little star for doing that. All right, let's do our second new phonogram. AW makes ah, 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 and ah. Good job. We'll give ourselves a check mark for that one. And then comes AUGH, ah, af. Okay, so we're going to say each sound 5 times. AUGH makes ah, af. Ah, af. Ah, af. Ah, af. And the last one, ah, af. Good job. We'll give ourselves a smiley for doing that one. Nice job, guys. So, as you can see, as I was writing these, I started imagining the words that have these sounds in them. Were you doing that? Is that just me? So I kept saying laugh for af, laugh, right? And then for using the ah sound, we have taught. So I'm a teacher, and I taught you what AUGH says. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we're going to put this away for the moment, and I'm going to drill you on some of our sounds because we have a nice big stack, and I want us to keep practicing them. Okay? All right. Ready? Y, I, E. Try to beat me. I, E, Y. K, 2-letter K. The of her. Z. Are you beating me? Z. Z. Ez. Oh, sorry. Ez. Z. Double E. Ch, k, sh. D. A, ah. E. U, K, S. B. Af. Af. G, j. J, the j of jump. K, tall, k. I, three-letter, I. Ah, w. Wh, wh. Ah, good job. Oh, Z, o, oo. Or z. O, oo. A may not be used at the end of English words. Oo, o. A may be used at the end of English words. Oi may not be used at the end of English words. Sh, used at the end of syllables. Yeah, never used at the beginning of a syllable. Same thing. Or E, a. Ng. Qua, k. Qua, k. R. O may not be used at the end of English words. Oi may be used at the end of English words. Wow, guys, good job. Look at this giant stack of things that we've learned. That's amazing. Okay, next we're going to get our Exploring Sound page out again because I want us to look at some phonograms that we've learned before, but we're going to look at them again. So it's important that we revisit things sometimes and notice some cool new things that happen in the English language. All right, first one. Ready? Which one am I going to show you? Oh. What are these four sounds? I, Y. Good job. And which sound is the consonant sound? The last one, Y. Good job. Why is Y a consonant sound? The teeth and the tongue are blocking the sound, right? I can't sing Y for on end and end and end. I have to use my tongue and my teeth to say it, so it's a little bit blocked, right? So what are the vowel sounds here? Yeah, the first three, I, E. Those are our vowel sounds. Which sound is the short vowel sound? I, or E? Which one is the short one? The first one, is the short sound. And how do we mark a short sound? Do you remember? What little mark do we put? Yeah, we do that little tiny like smiley face, and it's called a brev. Good job. So we're going to write down here, I. We're going to write that it has four sounds. We're going to write it's one consonant sound, and three vowel sounds. So the consonant sound was Y. Remember, that's how we write it, with those little slash marks for the sound, Y. And the three vowel sounds. The first one is short with the brev. What sound is the long sound? Which one is the long sound? There are two, but what's the first one? I. Good job. And how do we mark a long vowel sound for I? We put a line or a macron over it. So we have short brev, long macron. And then what is the third sound? I, E. Good job. Say E. Is it forward and round like the broad vowels? E. Now say ah. E. Is it forward and round in your mouth? No, it's not. This is not a broad vowel sound. Rather, it's a sound due to a change in the way English is spoken. And that's called the Great Vowel Shift. Around the time of Shakespeare, have you ever heard of him? He was a guy who wrote a lot of plays like Romeo and Juliet. So around his time, so a long time ago, the pronunciation of long vowels in English changed. Before the Great Vowel Shift, this phonogram said E. So now we have to keep it as it says E. In many languages today, this phonogram still says E. Its pronunciation in many English words, however, shifted to I. What the Great Vowel Shift means, the Great Vowel Shift means for us today is that I has four sounds. We will mark E, the E sound, by putting a 3 over it. So So we're going to write it as a regular I, and then we're going to write a little 3 over it, showing that that is the third sound. Okay. And then what was the fourth sound again? Yeah. Good. So to mark this one, we're going to draw an arrow to show how we write it. We will mark it as an I. And then we're going to put, what do you think over it? A 4. We're going to put a 4 to show that it is the fourth sound. That way we don't confuse it with a Y. Yeah. So we have brev, macron, 3, 4. Brev, macron, 3, 4. Good job. All right. Next, what do you think I'm going to show you next? What phonogram? It's one that's really closely related. Were you right? I bet you were. You guys are so smart. All right, so now we're going to change and talk about the phonogram Y. What sound does this phonogram make? And we can see that there are 4. What sounds? Y, I, E, Y. Sorry, I started doing what? I. Oh, all right, try that again. I bet you guys are right. Miss Kinsler messed up. Y, I, E. There we go. Woo. Y, I, E. And what is the consonant sound? Yeah, good job. Why is it a consonant sound? We were just talking about it. Because the and are blocking the sound, right? The teeth and the tongue are blocking the sound. It cannot be sung. If I want to sing it, I have to go, yeah, 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 yeah. That doesn't sound as pretty as, ah, right? Maybe not in Miss Kinsler's voice, but in someone's voice. And then what are the vowel sounds? So if this is yeah, what are the vowel sounds? I, E. Good job. So let's start. I'm using red. This also has 4 sounds. And it has 1 consonant sound also. Consonant sound. And 3 vowel sounds. Okay, which one is the short vowel sound? Which one's the short one? Yeah, it's I. I is the short vowel sound. How do you think we will mark the short vowel sound for a Y? If you guessed that we were going to put a brev over it, you're right. So we're going to write a Y and then just put a brev over it to show us that it's making the short I sound for Y. What sound is the third sound of Y, I, E? It's the third sound. I. Good job. Is I a long or a short sound? I. It's long. So how do you think we're going to mark it? We're going to draw a Y, and we're going to do the macron. Good job. I'm going to put that line over it to show that it's saying I for Y. And what is the fourth sound of Y, I, E? Y, I, E. Good job. We're going to mark this one how? If it's the fourth sound, How do you think we're going to do it? We're going to draw the Y, and then we're going to put a 4 over it. Good job. So now, looking at these two, how are they related? What do they both have? Let's start with, how many sounds do they both make? They both make 4 sounds. Good. And what are the vowel sounds that both of them make? They both make the same 3 vowel sounds. What are those? I, E. Good. And what's the consonant sound that they both say? Just one. Y. They both say Y. Good job. So if I heard long I at the end of a word, which one would I use? Would I use Y or would I use I at the end of a word? I would use Y. Why would I use a Y? Why can't I use the I? Because English words do not end in I. Good job. If I knew that one of these was spelling the E, long E sound at the end of the word, which one would it be? Would it be Y or I? At the end, hint, hint, end of the word, it would be Y. Why again? Because English words do not end in I. English words do not end in I. Good job. You guys are so smart. All right, we can put these notes away for now. I am now going to show you a spelling rule. I'm going to show you this one. I'm going to show you the back of it. Okay, take a chance to look over those words for a second. Read them in your head, and then we're going to read them together. All right, let's read them together. And then thinking as we're reading them, what spelling rule does this illustrate? Does this show us? Okay? All right. Taper. Tapper. Below. Bellow. Total. Totter. Human. Humming. What rule do you think that is? Notice A, E, O, U, A, E, A. What rule? Yes, it's rule number 4. A, E, O, and U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable, right? At the end of the syllable here, taper instead of tapper. Below instead of bellow. To bellow is like to shout. Right? Does that make sense now? If you didn't get it, I bet you did though, but just in case you didn't. Does this rule seem to be missing anything? Does it tell us what the single letter vowels I and Y say at the end of the syllable? Does it tell us anything about I and Y? No, it doesn't. We are actually going to turn in our workbook to page 25. Page 25 to where it says Unit 9, 9.3 words with I and Y. We are actually going to cut out the words. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to cut all of the words out on the dotted lines. All of the words. Okay? And cut out the gray ones too. Yeah, we're going to cut out all the letters and all the words. Okay, so pause the video, cut them out, and you can play the video when you are ready. I'm going to do it too. Okay? All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you have cut everything out just like I have. And what I want you to do is find the gray card that has an I marked with a brev. Okay, so find the I that is marked with a brev. Did you find it? Which one is it? It's this one. Good job. What does this say? What sound? Eh. Good job. Short I. Eh. Good. Find now the gray card, the heading card is what they're called, that is with an I marked with a line or a macron. Find the one that is an I marked with a macron. Good, that one. What does this say? I, long I sound. Good job. Now find the heading card, so again the gray ones, that is a Y marked with a brev. Which one of these is a brev? This one. Good. And what does this sound say? Short I sound. It says eh. Good. Eh. And last, find your last one, which is a Y marked with a line or a macron. Good. And what does this one say? It says long I sound. I. Good. Now I want you to select a word card. Okay, so any random one. We'll do the first one together. All right, I picked one at random. It's this word. Okay. In each of these words, all of them, I or Y is acting as a vowel. I want you to highlight, or with your pencil, put a box around it, the I or Y that is at the end of the syllable. Okay, read the word aloud. First, try the short sound, I, and if that doesn't make sense, try the long sound, I. Okay? So let's do it together. So first, the short sound, styrofoam, styrofoam, styrofoam. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, which I don't know if it does. This is a big word. Let's try the long I sound. Okay, so styrofoam. Styrofoam. Oh, styrofoam. I know that word. It is a long sound. So I have highlighted the I or Y, in this case it's a Y, that is acting as a vowel. So since this said I, long I sound, we're going to mark it as long. So we're going to put the macron over it. Okay? And then we're going to place it in the right spot. So this is Y with a macron, so I'm going to put it under Y with a macron. Okay, easy enough, right? All right. Let's do one more together, and then I'm going to have you pause the video, do it on your own, and then we'll come back to check your answers. Okay? Okay, one more. Let's do this one. Okay. So find this card for you, and I want you to first read it with the short sound I. even though I'm pretty sure you know what this word is. Leon, a leon, leon. That doesn't make sense. Let's try it with the long sound. Lion, lion, lion. So we're going to highlight the I or the Y that is acting as a vowel. And then we're going to mark if it's long or short. Lion, lion. We already decided we had to use the long I sound. So we have to mark it with a macron. Good job. And we're going to put it where? Tell me when to stop. Stop. Good job. So we're going to put lion under there. Okay, now I want you to pause the video, do the rest of these words on your own, and then come back and check your answers. Okay? No cheating. Okay. Bye. See you in a little bit. All right, we are back. I did all my work. Did you do all your work? If not, this is your chance to pause the video. Last chance. Okay, I trust you. All right, here's your answers. Okay, so remember, what do I and Y say at the end of a syllable? They say if, if or y. Good job. The spelling rule says I and Y may say if or I at the end of a syllable. I and Y may say if or I at the end of a syllable. Let's say the rule 3 times together, okay? I and Y may say if or I at the end of a syllable. Do it again. I and Y may say if or I at the end of a syllable. And last time, I and Y may say if or I at the end of a syllable. Good job. Double check all your answers. I am so proud of the work you guys have done today, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Have a great rest of your learning day. Bye, my friends.